5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
I'm doing good. I mean, the best things in life are worth
10
waiting for, and
seconds
we've got
remain.
more. Was nerfed enough.
5 seconds remaining.
That's probably. The businessman with his briefcase. We've seen, you know, you could go a different style as well. You know, a lot of these teams go like just normal boots, solar crest, ags as the rush if your player get a little greedier. But massively. A little surprising that they let the Phoenix through, considering the Snapfire still is in the pool. Yes, it's not amazing against the clockwork. Maybe that's kind of what Boom were thinking. They're protecting the Phoenix pick with that a little bit. But you could still very easily go for something like, I don't know, a Juggernaut, which is still just fine against the Phoenix. And you've got this last pick of the first phase to be able to get those next 3 bans out to make sure whatever it is that you pick isn't counted quite so heavily.
Dire team ban.
Juggernaut.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I still think Phoenix is a really strong hero. I just don't think you need to first phase it. You know, it's very worthy of being second phased. I feel like you could potentially bang out a lot of the counters to it. So it could be a little bit of a mistake for Boom. I mean, if I can see it, these teams should be able to see it. You know, they've got plenty of time since Juggernaut has been looking quite strong, like you mentioned, with the counters to these specific heroes. Even just his Ag shot, right? You can commit on to killing the egg with your Blade Fury used and still do damage to people that are trying to, you know, hit you and contest you all throughout that. A little bit, right? So in the patch before that, they changed the Aghanim Scepter so that instead of like, I think it was 1 second base stun duration for the Mystic Snake, plus 0.2 for every additional enemy that it hit, and they changed it to 0.5, 1 plus 0.3, and then it changed to 1.5 and 0.2. They just reduced that back to 1.3 base, but also the other key timing was they changed the level 15 talent around a little bit. So level 15, you used to get this timing where you had your boots, Manta Style, and an Aghanim Scepter, and then you hit level 15 and there was plus 35% Mystic Snake mana gain as well, which was just nuts. You know, you could go in and fight a single Mystic Snake could restore like 2,000 mana, which was ridiculous. It's effectively, doubling your HP pool. But they've just changed that around, so now that's the level 20 talent, and they've reduced the cooldown on the Mystic Snake by 1.5 seconds at level 15. So it's not quite as strong, but still you're able to spam out those Mystic Snakes a lot more frequently. So we'll see how that works out in the wash.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
I think so. You know, it's with all three of these heroes, you might be able to say that, oh, they're just banning things out. They haven't actually looked at the patch all that much. You know, they're still banning out these things that were really strong. But when you think about it, you know, you get lucky with those bashes on the Faceless Void. Juggernaut can't really deal with it. Chronosphere means you can't spin away or get the Omni Slash off. DOTA, of course, still very strong. And then the Axe, it's one of those things that disrupts the spin TP as well. So it's nice to be able to get rid of those. But Doom, I mean, at least in terms of the spin TP, he's one of those heroes that does counter that somewhat.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Doom is one of those heroes that it seems like it's going to be their, I call it their one wood, the thing that they go to a lot at the Animajor, which, what is it, about a week and a bit away? So exciting to see how Execration do on the global stage. They'll be up against some pretty hard teams in that wild card, Team Secret being one of them, of course. So it's definitely a big challenge for them. But SMG, they're going to look to respond with the Mirana coming through here. I mean, it's okay. I feel like they're putting a lot of faith into the other time being able to get off some big stunts, and as well, you know, just being able to
5
perhaps
seconds
deal with
remaining.
something like a clockwork. You know, he's going to hook in, he's going to cover someone. You've still got some form of escape, of course, with your lead, but even just being able to fire your arrow onto the clockwork when he does commit can be quite nice. Now, with the Morphling though, right now, the Mirana, yes, she is a vessel builder, and it's going to be nice, of course, against the Doom, high HP pool. The Morphling speaks for itself, and the Phoenix Sunray as well. So you really need a way to start reducing the healing and the HP pulls for a lot of these heroes. And Mirana is one of them, of course, but you need something that's going to guarantee that you're getting kills in the actual laning stage. So let's see what they go for. It's an Ember Spirit. It's not the laning stage so much, but it's still a very active core that's able to start rotating, get those charges building up into the urn. So you would think that it's going to be the position 3 that SMG are going to leave until last, but it's KP, right? And I can't remember the last time I've seen KP play something like Sand King, you know, something that is high kill potential in the laning phase. It's much more about just surviving, getting a good amount of farm, and then using that relatively good amount of farm to bait team fights quite heavily.
Radiant team ban.
I suppose, but maybe they were just... In all the times that we talked to them during the DPC season, when we were casting the lower division, we always asked them, like, oh, did you prepare anything specific to this team? And they were like, no, we didn't really care. We didn't watch them all that much. We just played our Dota. And it served them pretty well. I mean, they came in second, only losing to Motivate Trust. So maybe they were just thinking a default of, oh, it's a Morphling. It's going to be a position 1. And not even considering the fact that this may potentially be mid lane Morphling that they might have to be contesting against. Yeah, a little. I get what you're saying, you know, but a big strength of having the Sand King on your team when you go the Ag Scepter is the increased cast range that you get from it. Of course, you get the bonus of having the Ag Scepter from the Sand King, so you've got that bonus range, and it's really just about the initiation portion of it. Whereas if you're going up against a Sand King, you need to wait until the team fight's actually started before you get that bonus from the Sand King. So it's not quite as strong, you know, and you're investing 4,200 gold into an item that, you know, might not be quite as fantastic. I mean, it's basically just the cast range of that.
Bloodseeker.
Okay, I mean, Doom's something that likes to run people down, so decent counter to that.
Ten seconds remaining.
Ursa Warrior.
Choose your hero.
And it is going to be Makoto in the mid lane as well, going up against Nia. So I think this game is going to be heavily based on how that laning stage matchup goes. It is Morphling favored in general, but I feel like, you know, you mentioned SMG, their worries with being able to start team fights. It's all going to be on Nia. You know, he pops off when he plays this Ember Spirit, so we'll see what he's able to do with it. But unless he has a good amount of farm coming from the laning stage, then he's not going to be able to play that crazy style where he goes in super deep, takes away a lot of the attention from the rest of the team and allowing them to actually follow up. In terms of just pure hero picks, I'm gonna have to say Boom, slightly, but I feel like SMG's form's been a little bit better, so it's pretty damn even. I mean, just if KP chooses to rupture Dreamer Cell, his effectiveness is basically going to be completely nullified, and we already talked about the Juggernaut going up against the Phoenix, you know, how inconsequential that supernova is probably going to be unless Hyde gets some really nice positionings off with it, making sure... I think that might be a thing, right? Boom, they're going to be quite keen to take team fights around these choke points that allow Hyde to, you know, get a supernova off into some nook or a cranny that means that you can't actually follow up onto the egg.
Prepare for battle.
What do you reckon about that? Do you think they're going to change the format for the league structure next season? I was kind of hoping that, like, if you came first in lower division and if you came last in upper division, you just swap spots. Like, you're clear first and you're clear last. But my thing was always, like, how about if second place in lower division and seventh place in upper division actually have to play, like, I don't know, a best of 5 or something like that, and then the winner actually gets to stay in the upper division. So there's a bit more blood. You have to earn your spot even more. I mean, it doesn't refresh the upper division quite as much, but, you know, you just look at some of these leagues and some of these teams that are getting bumped down. I mean, like in China, for example, RNG got knocked down, and they're a very strong team, so we'll see what happens through with that one.
The battle begins.
We will. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get to see the power of the CEO, Moon. Even though Fnatic aren't at the major, they're still sitting this one out, perhaps just putting a little bit more value into, preparing specifically for the regional qualifiers that they now have to go through if they are to make it to TI. So we'll see. But basically, everyone else that isn't at the major is here.
You have been denied.
I would say it's going to be pretty chill, at least for the very start of the game. I mean, with a Juggernaut and an Elder Titan, you don't have an insane amount of kill potential. Same sort of thing with these, the Doom and the Phoenix. There's not a lot of lockdown, and as long as Rogi's not caught out without his Astral Spirit, he's going to have enough movement speed to be able to get away. He's already got the boots at the super start, so it might even be the mid lane. Maybe Makoto might be looking to get a little bit more aggressive against Nia, considering he does have the relatively stronger matchup here. No rotations yet for the water runes either, which are going to be pretty key to seeing how this one's going to turn out. Still a little bit short, both mid laners on picking up their bottle. Nia's just been able to secure his now. I'll even try and steal this one away from Makoto if he can. He's going to go for the slight snatch. No. Jukes about a little bit here, and KP with a chat wheel as well. I'm gonna need to see more C teams. Neon were tweeting something last night at some ungodly hour, and I happened to be awake, and I was like, "Where's the pack, Neon? I'm gonna need to see it. I need to support the C region." And they just tagged Valve Software, so clearly they think it's all done on their end.
Jackpot!
No, I've actually been playing not too much of that recently. What was I doing? I think I was watching like some Chinese. You ever play the board game Clue, or heard of it? It's like a murder mystery sort of thing, like a whodunit. And there's like a show called Who's the Murderer, and I was watching that, and it's a Chinese version, which originally was a Korean show called Crime Scene. It's very good. Like, you guys should watch it. It's not in English, so there's subtitles, but still very fun. Of the Gordon Ramsay, Hell's Kitchen, Oh, there's no old days. They happen now. These are the current days.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Lane's got pretty, this is chill, right? Like, this is DOTA, but this is like, you haven't drafted kill lanes for either one,
top tower is under attack.
There's nothing really that's going to be happening here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
First blood!
Surprisingly enough, they were able to get it with the Phoenix only level 1 on the Fire Spirits as well. So not even getting that 30 burn DPS. Oh, sorry, 35 burn DPS coming through. Definitely what you want from Boom to start the game, though. You need to be able to, with this Doom, snowball. Like, you don't have a lot of wave clear potential. You're not a Mars, you're not a Centaur. You actually need to fully commit to a lane in order to start pushing it out yourself. So you get a lot of your net worth from, of course, the Devour, but also immediately getting active as soon as you've got that Doom and going for kills.
was kind of you.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job. Surprised that, like you mentioned, that they didn't throw out the arrow there, considering, you know, the blood right was down. Pretty obvious where he was going to move to be able to avoid the silence and the damage coming through. But, you know, a
Radiant's
lot of
bottom
trading
tower
going
is
on.
under attack. Dire are
He's going to
scanning.
enjoy the fact that, you know, Makoto's sitting relatively low, so he's obviously going to have the movement speed bonus coming from this brawling style.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I think one point at it is fine. You know, you're going to be able to disrupt some TPs. You're going to be able to make sure that, you know, Roger has at least a small portion where he's going to be moving a bit slower, like that Astral Spirit. It lasts for a long time when you get the buff, but at least you're going to be slowed down somewhat. I like it. Value points everywhere. Yeah, he even tried to, right at the 7-minute mark, take that small camp to see if he could get a neutral item to make his movement a little bit more effective here. You can see he just tosses the remnant into the hard camp. He's going to try and, again, shove out the wave as quickly as possible and look to farm that one up, but it's not getting active just yet. He's still waiting for that first key item to come out for him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, and you just see the strength of the Morphling matchup now, right? Like, he is 1,200 gold ahead of Nia right now. And Nia is a damn good Ember Spirit player. You know, getting the regen rune as well just enabled him to stand there tanking the tower, so it's already at half HP at the 8-minute mark without any kind of rotations towards this mid lane. So Makoto, for all the criticism that he copped during the DPC season, you know, it felt like in Season 1 he was carrying Boom on his back. Season 2, not quite so much. You know, it was Dreamer Cell putting in a lot of work, but Makoto, it felt like his performance has suffered a little bit because of it.
Twins.
Oh, they're actually going to
Take
kill
this
the
warning
KB
to
here.
heart. Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, pretty damn active, and look at how hard they're committing onto this mid tower. They're going to try and go for a kill, perhaps, onto Makoto here. You've got the double damage on the Ember Spirit, but can you try and even snipe this? No, they're going to get the deny.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
He's dodging everything that he can.
Mechanically reclined.
I mean, they've got, like, in terms of reliable stuns, they got 0. You know, Nia, he's going to need to get off these perfect
Radiant's
series chain
middle
sleight of fist
tower is
combos, but he
under
doesn't even
attack.
have a point in the chains just yet. Just realizing how ineffective it's going to be in the laning stage against the Morphling, and even then, like, he's still suffering. So, and by the time he starts to build it up, they're going to start to make these rotations. Actually using the morph onto the Elder Titan just to try and catch him out with the stomp there, not going to be enough. But he's going to have that Manta style at a pretty decent timing with how good the laning stage has gone from here on Makoto. So we'll see what he's able to do with it. It's just going to make it even harder for him to die. And this is really why I was feeling, you know, execution is going to matter so heavily. Because SMG, from my view, they did get on the losing end of the draft.
The flames rush for... Not your best effort.
Not what you expected?
Shadows, take us.
He's a generous mid player, runs into the second cog just to make sure that there's no way that he can continue to be aggressive. Still though, that's the kind of play that he wanted to do. You know, if you had one more person there on Boom, perhaps you could have even turned it around onto him, given that he didn't have any mana left, and you know, get a return kill. That would have been enormous, because right now he's still sitting at the bottom of all of the cores. Things aren't looking so great for him, but the fact that he was able to rotate, get through a kill, he hasn't died yet, but it's still coming at a cost of a lot of map control from them. You can see Boom here, they've rotated a few people up towards this top side. 4 heroes in this top lane. Doom is available, he's got his Midas picked up. I'm sure he's yelling to Dreamer Cell, don't touch this creep, give me that Midas. There we go. Damn cores.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
I hear a rupture.
Radiant's bottom
He's
tower
fine.
is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ooh.
The flayed ones
Radiant's
keep you
middle
safe.
tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
They're gonna have to.
Boom, there it goes.
Be ensnared in
My
life.
armor.
Undoubtedly, such quite a worthy fool.
What did I say about KP? He is the king of baiting for the rest of his team. You know, he always wants to make sure he's, you know, going in a little bit too deep. He's doing it again, just making sure that they use the dive. Now they know that they're free to make, perhaps if they want, an aggressive
Radiant's
move here
top
onto
tower
the
is
Phoenix.
under attack.
Ballsy move to be able to dive in here, considering you just saw the Icarus dive being used. If the communication's on point, they might have even gone for an aggressive move underneath that tower, considering they had 3 heroes here. But I suppose the Omni Slash had just been used to get the kill previously above that top tier 1 tower, so they're not going to do that. Use the Midas! Use the Midas! There we go.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Immortality!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's the power of this Doom, right? It takes them so much to be able to
Dire's
kill
top
him. He
tower
wasn't
is
able to get the
under
Devour
attack.
off, which is unfortunate, but the Midas is on cooldown. He forced a 3-man rotation, kind of similar to what SMG did to the top
are
side, and
scanning.
you know, now this is going to allow Dreamer Cell as well
Radiant's
as Dakota, who's
bottom
already very
tower
hard
is
to
under
kill. He's
attack.
actually going for the E-Blade build first here, so not wanting to go the Mantis style, just realizing the strength of the damage that they have super early on. It is all magic damage on the Morphling though. He's got very little in terms of follow-up from the rest of his team.
And it's off.
I think it's good. Yeah, I think the save is negligible. I
Dire's
think his
middle tower
role
is
is
under
just,
attack.
I need to kill Rogi every single team fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Good night.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom
I'm always a
tower
fan of
has
anything
fallen.
that's going to lead to more aggressive Dota, right? And, I mean, when you think about it, you don't have the highest mana pool on any of these cores realistically, you know, especially if you're able to lock in onto an Ember Spirit. then you know he can't use that that fire remnant to get away from a lot of these engagements. So maybe that's what they're thinking of, particularly on the Ursa. On the Juggernaut, I mean, anything that's just going to enable you to hit some of these slower stuns, these crowd control abilities, is always going to be nice. So maybe that's kind of their thought process there.
Chained in searing heat.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
With honor!
Behold, my searing. Another aims to see. Face your death. Looks like it's just you and me. Never will you see my face. Behold, my searing chains. The farthest shore.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's a little bit of
Radiant's middle
another
tower
thing where
is
they're
under
just going
attack.
a little bit too aggressive with the timings that they have. You know, they were so close to being able to pick up that E-Blade on the Morphling, and that would have changed things around entirely. You know, you're able to get the earlier kill onto the Elder Titan. You're able to slow down KP's Bloodseeker onto
Radiant
you, but
structures are
just get a little bit
fortified.
too eager considering how well the early game had gone for them. Maybe the age is giving them some false confidence, and
Radiant's
ends
middle
up costing
tower
them.
is under
And
attack.
with that as well, Mirana, I believe, has the Spirit Vessel coming out to her as well, so that's going to be really effective against this.
In searing heat.
Perfect.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
D-Blade again.
No.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't think you're in a position to recommit against this. I think Boom
Dire
just need
are
to
scanning.
take a deep breath, just get your items. That's the big thing for them. It's a snowball effect that's happened since that team fight. You know, they got chased down again underneath their tier 2 tower just because they were wanting to fight into it again. You got to kind of cut your losses and say, look, there's a reason why we lost that team fight. Let's try and rectify it. Now Makoto's got the E-Blade. You've got 5 seconds until this dude's going to be available again. Maybe wait until it's level 2. BKB's still a while away for FBZ though, but you don't really have any other major items coming up through for the rest of your team, at least in the next couple of minutes. So I feel like you need to make a movement as a team that takes advantage of this E-Blade right now. There we go. They're smoking up.
Radiant are scanning.
No Phoenix there though.
Was well done.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, that was just Boom taking advantage of their timings. You know, they went perfectly. They had these 3 people rotating through. You still have that tier 2 tower up on the bot side where the Ursa as well as the Phoenix were able to TP in and assist the rest of their team. But couldn't have gone more perfectly for them. You know, you burn one of these items that enables SMG to rotate in their smoke.
I'll
You get a
take
kill
that as
on
tribute.
Nia, who, you know, despite his poor laning phase, had... he had a 4 kill streak, so more gold being fed over to Makoto, and that's going to allow him to go further towards his Manta style and allow him to play a lot more aggressive once he picks it up. They're keen to go again right away.
Do it with
No Doom
that.
though. Do they have detection?
tolerance.
Your blood is mine.
There was a bit of a fake back perhaps happening here. Who are they going to try and go in on?
Illusion.
Using the illusion. He'll find it. See, it doesn't matter if you die now. You've done your job.
Captured in the
Getting
vein.
caught, he will.
Red in fire.
Your veins are empty.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Again, Phoenix.
Yeah, he's talented into it as well. He realizes that, look, damage isn't where we're lacking. It's about the lockdowns. So just wanting to get the extra second. That's going to make the Manta style even better once Makoto does pick it up. But again, I don't want to say that was anything bad by Boom, where they were just taking a fight where they shouldn't have. They weren't taking a fight. They were just kind of posturing around that T1 tower, realizing that SMG were there. But, you know, even the fact that it's a 7 to 17 kill score, it's looking pretty damn even.
Boom!
The
There it
rune of
goes.
invisibility.
Koto's gonna run.
Bonded, you and I.
Perfect.
Oh, he actually caught it!
Traps.
There's a fine line between bravery and stupidity. Unstoppable.
Bloodbath.
It's a triple that never should have happened. Also, I'm not sure if the stream can hear it, but for me, you sound like a pure robot. So, well, I didn't want to disrupt that team fight to talk about it, but that 3 kills that honestly shouldn't have happened because Kescu did his job. He popped it. It was daytime. They saw the people rotating through, and he could have very easily just waveformed into the trees and TP'd out. But instead, it's again another one of these snowball effects. You've got three heroes, that die, and that's the second rush as well. This is enormous if they're able to pick it up. Still feeling a little
Radiant's
bit self-conscious that
middle
they've got the
tower is
healing
under
ward,
attack.
so they're wanting to stick in here.
My eyes closed.
Is it going to be enough though?
This may at once more me.
Makoto's dead!
We die.
My thanks.
They desperately want Roche.
Roshan has
Immortality.
fallen to the Radiant.
Jackpot.
Behold my
Radiant's top tower is under
No, I
attack.
don't think so either. And, well, it was good that we were
Radiant's
able to make
top
that
tower
rotation
has
through. They
fallen.
take away the Aegis from SMG, which would have allowed them to just push forward with reckless abandon. They also
Radiant's
took the
top
shard
tower
that the
is
Osa was
under
able to
attack.
pick up, but I believe the cheese went to SMG that time around. So I didn't even have to pop it in the middle of that team fight to make sure that they secured the kill. But
almighty money.
still, a better than ideal
Dire's
trade
middle
perhaps
tower
with Boom.
is
Like,
under
even though
attack.
they're losing all of these objectives, even though they're behind by 13 kills on the kill score, they've still got a 3k lead. Now, I do have to say you are again a real boy. You are no longer a robot for me, so that's always a plus. Probably like 3 minutes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on as well with these neutral items for food, because they have got a Van Brace, and KesQ does not have any item picked up. I mean, finally, someone spots it out. I mean, let's see if he's a good teammate and says, hey,
And it's off.
I noticed there were only 4 items taken. Where's our
Radiant's
5th one?
bottom
Let's get full
tower is
value out
under
of this one,
attack.
boys.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
As well, just giving some valuable experience away to the enemy's position 5. KesQ's almost level 12, so giving that little bit of extra cast range as well as the stun coming through from the hookshot. He's actually going to nail it onto mid one, who was using the TP to join this top side of the map.
Radiant's
so
bottom
they
tower
wanted
is
to
under
just
attack.
try and make a play, but they're still feeling a little bit worrisome about it.
Is here. Didn't you see me waiting? Be ensnared in fire. May I cut in? I end. I dissolve.
Blood and water.
And my arm.
My finest. Gold and sweet.
Alright, so the robot was on stream, I'll say that much, but don't worry. I've reassured chat that it'll fix.
Dire's top tower
so-
is under attack.
I mean, that was just another good fight, and it shows the effectiveness of this
Radiant's
diffusal, right?
middle
You've got so
tower
many
is
heroes
under
this
attack.
game that rely really heavily on just having mana to have any kind of mobility in the team fight. You've got the Ursa, you've got the Morphling, you've got the Ember Spirit as well. So even though they were able to get the dieback onto the Mirana, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the
Dire's
day,
top tower
the
is
Mirana is a
under
pos
attack.
5. You know, Arfu's life does not matter in this game, and so you have to consider what it actually means to be able to secure some of these kills. And with that
Radiant's
mid one,
middle
again,
tower
it
has
just
fallen.
feels like the mid one show this time around.
Allies disappear.
Captured in the flame.
He's ruptured.
Searing heat.
Great hook.
I drain away. Strength be ensnared in fire.
It was.
This hero. Tricksters, behold my searing gaze. Triple kills are orphaned now.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant are
It was
scanning.
fantastic. That hook shot saved the team fight entirely. Doesn't make the egg go off. It still causes costs a buyback coming through from Hyde, but it just causes that full-on committal. You know, the spin wasn't used just to start hitting the egg, so he actually came out of the Blade Fury towards the end of it, and well, that was enough for them to be able to pick it up. Again, just showing the effectiveness of the Ursa once you are able to get in on top of these targets.
Haste!
Coming in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it just provides
Dire are scanning.
I wonder with the holding onto the psychic headband as well. I mean, is that just for a little bit of extra blink range, considering, you know, they've got a lot of good information providing spells right now on SMG's side. And it's another... Oh, they actually get it in.
You and yours will not prevail.
Still haven't used the hook shot.
Dire's top tower
Captured in
is
the
under
famed
attack.
and searing heat.
My works.
Trespasser.
He's in.
How to feel alone here.
Yeah, I mean, after those DPC results, Dreamer Cell, he's one of those heroes that just can't bear to lose right now. He's putting in a lot of work, and honestly, a lot of it comes up to the back of FBZ. You know, we saw there the extra blink range allows him to get that hook stomp in. The Doom laid down perfectly onto mid one, and it feels like if he gets doomed, if he gets taken out of the fight, it's happened twice now. The entire
Dire's
structure
middle
of your
tower
team just
is under
crumbles. You know,
attack.
it requires so heavily on him at least being able to survive the very start. They're going to catch out KP as well here.
Stop your hands.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Jackpot.
He'll be fine. They were trying to go for the Omni/TP in with mid one, but not going to be enough. And, well, that's going to leave it with some
Dire's
increased
top tower
confidence
is
as well.
under
I mean,
attack.
I'm liking this by Dreamer Cell. He realizes that, look, a big part of SMG's effectiveness is being able to lock me down. He's obviously already got the Enrage, so he's going to be able to get out of the this searing change from that. He's going to be able to tank up the Silence as well and not really worry about it all too much, just because you can use the Enrage beforehand, which is always nice. But now he's also going into the Satanic, so an extra way to dispel something away. And they've got no offensive dispels right now on SMG's side to take that away. So even use it without the BKB. A lot of the time you need to use BKB and Satanic together. Not with this lineup.
Double damage.
With his BKB being delivered too. They do on KezQ.
Boom! There it goes.
He doesn't even have a TP as well, so if they catch him out, this is huge. They're just going to go straight into Roche. The arrow helping them out, actually.
Your Shan has fallen to the
The
Radiant.
first bear burns
Cheese on the ground. Shot.
Doom Ray. You are doomed. You have learned well. Dissolve you. Thanks.
Incoming.
He is. They're just giving over the cheese to make sure that this push can continue. You know, Makoto, he's going to use it straight away. I mean, he might just want
Dire's middle tower is under
the
attack.
ability to just stick around, maybe even
Dire's
fortify. No,
structures
not
are
going to fortify
fortified.
to stop the push through. I suppose just feeling confident of the fact that, look, you've only used the buyback on the Elder Titan so far. Are they going to be able to buy back on the Ember Spirit and the Juggernaut? Can they even buy back on the Ember Spirit and the Juggernaut?
Boom! There
Throwing
it
in
goes.
Morphling on the front
Dire's
lines. They
middle
know
tower
that there's
is
no
under
way they're going to
attack.
take him
Kind
down.
of you.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Yeah, FBZ's popping off this game, as he's done for, honestly, like the past 2 years for this lineup. He has just been the rock-solid, consistent player all throughout, and the fact that one of his best heroes is in the meta now is just an added bonus. Even Phoenix has nearly got the BKB picked up for himself, so you're not going to have that arrow, you're not going to have that silence, you're not going to have that echo stomp that's going to be able to interrupt your sun rays in a lot of these team fights. So the rich will get richer with a lot of this increased team fight effectiveness coming through from Boom. It does, again, rely heavily on how these team fights are beginning, but I mean, if it continues as it has been, I can't see any reason. Oh, Raji? That is a... Ooh, I don't know about that egg.
How is it you heard not my warnings? Alive. Burned you to ashes.
Incoming!
Dire's top tower is under attack.
See, even I got baited by that
Dire's
egg.
top
I was like,
tower
I don't know
has
about
fallen.
this one, but just relying on their good vision that they had at the start of that team fight, and obviously respecting the strength that they had, not even losing the Aegis. You've got the Satanic built up for Dreamer Cell now, so I don't think there's too much that can take him down. Oh, Afu, will you get away? Oh! He's been on
Dire's
point with his
top tower
arrows.
is under
Like
attack.
in the middle of team fights, a lot of the time when you might just panic, run around like a headless chicken.
Dire's
Not
top
in.
tower has fallen.
But it's still probably not
Dire's
looking like
top
enough.
barracks are under
24k net worth lead, 38 minutes in, and they're showing no signs
Dire's
of
top
stopping.
barracks has fallen.
Doomed. The heart grows cold.
Dire's top barracks has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Do it with
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Is it gonna matter? The answer is no,
Dire's
in my
middle tower
opinion.
has fallen.
You've still got 2 dooms.
Shadows take us.
Dire's bottom tower is under
I
attack.
fall to the 7 hells.
Perfect.
That was big by
Dire's
KP.
ancient is under attack. Dire's ancient is under attack. Radiant victory. Radiant team pick.
It's as reliant on like the carry to carry matchup. It's more them to play a bit more of this chase down Dota. They've already got a decent amount to lock someone
10
into a
seconds
Wukong's
remaining.
command. Of course, you've got the Stampede to kind of counteract that, so that's already quite
5
good by
seconds
Boom.
remaining. 5
And then
seconds
from
remaining.
Boom, how are you going to take away the attention from the Luna? So I'm sure we'll see again from Makoto. Sorry, not again, but we'll see something a little different here. You know, he's not going to
Radiant
play this
team ban.
this mid Morphling, which can just sit there and you know, be the one that the team rallies around. He needs to be being very proactive in taking a lot of the attention away.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Yeah, for sure. And we can see here the puck is being removed by SMG. A little surprising, to be honest. I thought they might have tried to...
10
it is.
seconds.
Yeah. I think it's, again, you can't rely entirely on this Centaur to be the one that blinks in, because, you know, the build these days on the Centaur is Vanguard
10
and
seconds
Hood of
remaining.
Defiance, you know, just being able to be a bit more of that beefy boy on the front lines and using
5
your Stampede for that
seconds
mobility
remaining.
before you pick up the blink. So maybe relying on the next assassin to do a bit more of that. But if like SMG are a
Dire
good team,
team
they're going to have sentry wards down when they're keen to take these team
Warlock.
fights. Warlock being picked. So is this a off lane ET and a mid Pango? Well, they've definitely put Boom on the clock, because they're down to 11 seconds of reserve time, and
10
I mean, there
seconds
could be a little
remaining.
bit of panic coming through here. Who knows? Ugh, I'll be honest, like I do not have a clue this time around. That warlock threw me through a little bit of a loop as well. I'm just gonna go boom again. I feel like they're on form today. They're one of those teams that are very momentum based, and the draft is fine. I'm not 100% certain about the Queen of Pain, but I still feel like it's going to do just fine in the laning stage. Alright, hear me out. So with the Wukong's command, you pop it. You use the Queen of Pain ulti to push him back a little bit, and then you use the Snapfire Shard to push him back even further. You break the Wukong's command, team fight's over. What happening? Giving 350 movement speed to get out there first. Nice easy win for them. Wonder who they're going to give it over to. Like, is it even going to be... Oh, stun. This is pretty aggressive. What?
30 seconds to battle.
Just hit Makoto. They were bonded, just hit Makoto. Alright. That could have been disastrous for Boo. Like, realistically. They're triple boundless, triple cookie, but they don't get anything out of it. So...
The battle begins.
The barn.
Maybe. I mean, what's he got to start off? Pretty standard items for mid laners these days. I mean, the shield crush isn't bad level 1 anymore now that it gives the 12% at level 1, but how often are you going to be standing next to a Queen of Pain? If you are, you're just taking so much harass out of that Shadow Strike and just her relatively strong right clicks.
Was that intentional? It looked intentional.
I think he's just going to be running around a lot, doing KP things, soaking up damage. Yeah, maybe he's just going to go into the Solar Crest style build and then straight into an Axe, maybe even an Axe Shard, so that he can get in onto the backlines, disrupt the Snapfire, give him the 1-2 punch, left, right, good night, and take people out with his strong damage. But I don't know, I'm a little worried about how the laning stage might go.
Dire's courier has been killed.
I mean, yeah, for sure, right? Like, you've got a lot more farms, so you can be a bit more tanky. You go the phase boots to buff up your already fast movement speed when you've got that Astral Spirit available. You might only go... Well, it depends. Like, it depends how confident SMG are in their early game team fight, because, you know, you kind of need the Echo Stomp to be able to flash farm, but it's pretty counterintuitive to wanting to team fight. You kind of want more points in the natural order. What are you chuckling about? Roger. Yoink. I wonder where he wants to eventually drag it to. Just in front of the tower's fine. You got another creep wave coming, so... Easy farm for Midler. La. I'm a little surprised with Makoto's build. He went for level 1 Scream of Pain instead of the Shadow Strike, which I think was a pretty big mistake considering you saw the shield crash was leveled up by Nia. So you just needed to harass him as much as possible. Like, he should not have anywhere near as much last hits as he has already. I mean, it's not really a defusal game, right? I feel like he just needs to go a bit heavier into the lockdown. That's SMG's style, you know? They go pretty centric around mid one and enabling him to be able to farm and be the one that's doing the big damage. So they'll lanes if it means that mid one has a fantastic summer. Right, with Rachi being able to manipulate the creep wave to make sure that mid one had a good time. So maybe it's something like a Yule Scepter or Blink, but you're just getting them at a bit earlier timings than you might previously with let's say an offlane Pangolier. Could even be an Axe, right? Like Maelstrom, Ags being able to push out this pressure that the Luna is eventually going to be putting onto you with the Manta style. And combined together with the Warlock Fatal Bonds, that's a ton of damage if you're able to consistently get those shield crashes off within your Rolling Thunder.
This is almost more fun.
Whoa. You're so crushed.
I underestimated you.
I scream bloody murder.
And Roger was there to soak up some of the experience as well, so that's going to be quite nice. I mean, just going to make sure that his creeps aren't put to waste and manipulate the creep wave, but no need. He's just going to walk on back after picking up his... he actually drops them. Are they going to be able to get them in time? No, they're not. Some classic mid-player gameplay with not picking up the boots and the clarity. So Rogi's just going to have to waddle himself all the way back on his own.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Thanks.
Well, now though... Monkey.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It was a good use of the mischief as well. He was able to dodge out the damage from the hoof stomp. Still gets the stun, but that's still about 120 damage or so that you're avoiding. Does it again with the Impale.
Oh, such a little death.
I'm all sewn up.
It's not even a briefcase this time. What's KP's little cosmetic? Is that like a chalice? A flower? Yeah, what's that thing he's holding? I mean, it says a mace, but it's not a mace. It's something better.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I just think he's got some goon in that, you know? Yes, Cutie's getting dived a little bit here. Only the 1 point in the Echo Stomp, but it's still going to be enough. One more whack. Ooh.
Run into a hard case.
Precious bones.
Shadows us all.
Gives him the fruity Lexia.
Add another to the tally. Worthy tribute.
Dire's
I'm gonna
top
go with
tower
Goon Sack.
is under attack.
does this to me?
I don't know, maybe it's something different. I feel like it has to be something,
Dire's top tower
you know,
is under
boozy
attack.
related. He's a big fan of his K-barbecue as well, so maybe it's some soju.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant
I know I feel a lot more
structures are
powerful
fortified.
after a night on the town, you know?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Food. Is he?
This will not be the end of my reign.
What's the opposite of regicide?
At least we weren't a bed.
Really timely rotation coming through there from mid one as well. You know, being able to get just the tip of the boundless strike hitting onto him means that, well, even just the level 1 still has 1 second stun duration now since, what was that, 7.29C? So that was all that was needed. He had the blink available to be used again with the 2 points
Radiant's
into it.
bottom tower is under attack.
Big kill picked up, a lot more farm going the way of mid one, and he's just going into the battle fury. So a lot more
Dire's
passive this
top
time
tower
around,
is
and
under
he's just going to
attack.
park himself towards this top side of the map
Dire's
with the T1
top
tower being taken
has
down.
fallen.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
It's going to be a bit easier to do so if KP continues playing this style where he's just manically rushing and whacking people with the bottle of soju. Well, you never know with KP, you know? He is a Midas fan.
Give up.
See, I don't mind Midas as an item, conceptually. But I feel like if it is your job to, like, create space, then you should not be going a Midas, you know? For KP, it might be okay because levels are so important for Elder Titan's damage-dealing capabilities super later on. Like level 15, getting the extra 25 Astral Spirit Hero attack, even getting the Cleave at level 20 could be huge. But, it's just going straight into the Ag Scepter. Much more reasonable.
Radiant are scanning.
Yep. Dodgy.
No, it's just unfair.
Oh. Miss up with the cookie. Could be enough. Ooh. It was a cute little play by SMG. You know, he channels up the Rolling Thunder, making him think that there were rotations coming. So he starts to back off, cancels out the Rolling Thunder, so he comes back when the rotation actually was there. But unfortunately, the cookie not able to come off. Yeah, it's just going to be Boom. Again, taking a bit more control away. You think about it, you just think, where's Dreamer Cell? Where's Dreamer Cell been the entire time? He's just farming away. You know, he's been very effective about the camps that he's
Radiant's
taken.
bottom tower
Ancient camp is
is under
empty.
attack.
Hard camps are done. And you're just going to slowly move Nova back towards that hard camp.
Dire are scanning.
Add another to the tally. Fit for a queen.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, they should know that the sentry ward is down here now. Kez Cutie's he's going to show that it's here. Rochi's getting caught out.
Dire's middle
Misplay
tower
there
is
for
under
him.
attack.
I lost!
Lost in the woods.
By the power of Chorus.
Not my style.
Time to take the big jump.
Down now.
The Eclipse, it was up and available, but importantly, he only has 2 points in the Lucent Beam because he has been going this super farm-centric style, so he didn't want to commit. I thought maybe, you know, oh, he's hit level 12, he's going to get the extra point into the Eclipse to try and do some damage, but you just can't commit that heavily considering how you've chosen to go so heavily into the farm. Still, though, it was just
Dire's
about
middle
1,000
tower
gold going
is
the way
under
of Boom,
attack.
even with all of that happening. Even more when he picks up this this wall-up golem.
At the barn.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
To initiate, I would say SMG, but the frequency that they can do it is so much less than what Boom has. You know, once you don't have
Dire's
Rolling
middle
Thunder, once you don't have
tower has
Rock,
fallen.
there's very little that you can do. But once FBZ picks up this Blink Dagger, he's still a long way away. You're just going to be able to go in again and again and again.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think it's totally fine. You know, he's got the raindrops, which just effectively act as the hood, you know, but much cheaper. Because look at all the damage that you've got right now in SMG. Like, very little of it is magic, provided that you don't let Afu steal an amazing spell like the Eclipse or the Sonic Wave. Nice steal. Double's done.
Double kill.
Yeah, for sure. And again, Dreamer Cell, he's just there. He's the cleanup crew. You know, he's hit up onto level 15 now. Now he's got the 4 points into the Lucent Beam. So they took that quite heavily. They used a
Radiant's
bunch of
middle
ultimates,
tower
but
is under attack.
I mean, if you go too deep on SMG
Radiant
now, he can very
structures
easily
are
turn
fortified.
around and burst you down in quick fashion.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Regeneration!
Our cavorting days is over.
Double kill.
I could do this all day.
Yeah, they get the tower, they lose Makoto, sure. It was a little unfortunate, you know, he was mid-blink animation when he went down, so it just they like to play on a knife's edge, for sure. They're super aggressive once it does get to this mid-game. And, well, it's net them a 4-5k net worth lead. Dreamer Cell, he's,
Dire are
what's he going
scanning.
into next? BKB. I like it. Look at this. Just being safe, using the courier for vision to be able to farm. That's efficiency right there. On the Imp Claw too. Yeah, and he's only about 1,000 gold away from picking up his BKB, so that's going to be the key timing that they're going for. He's gone for the movement speed to enable them to, you know, be a bit more aggressive around the map. They still haven't dewarded this, I don't want to say a deep observer ward, but it's just standing here mapping out the entire movements coming through from Boom. They might even smoke under it. That would be not ideal, as they do.
Illusion.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Radiant
know.
are scanning. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Torn a page from...
Oh, FPC! Oh, they found him!
No!
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah,
is
they're
under
looking
attack.
great, and with that as well, that's the BKB finish by the
Radiant
Luna. You were
structures
finally
are
using the
fortified.
Eclipse, and well, it just shows the effectiveness of it again. FPC coming in clutch, just finding the people so deep. I think it was a little lucky that he happened to catch the Pagno as well at the time.
I guess they took it
Luck
personally.
favors the brave.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Done already.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
What? No. He went back into the base. I love it.
Mine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Invisibility.
They're so panicked that Rogi, even though he was standing next to the Ancient stack right at the 19.52 minute mark, he was like, what if Luna comes and farms this? So he actually was hesitant to look to stack it up, and because of that doesn't build up, I'm sure Minwan's going to be like, where's my stacks, damn it? But, you might want to be a little hesitant here with going. You've given away the Stampede, you've used your own Stampede, but
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Bury me in the royal catacombs.
they're just going to go straight to Roche. I mean, it shows the effectiveness of having that Stampede, right? In just being able to
Radiant's
effectively
top tower is
disengage.
under attack.
That time around, FBZ was forced to use it just for him to survive. He's 400 gold away from picking up the Crimson, which is going to do a lot of good for his team's survivability. Only 20 or so seconds. Are they catching out the Warlock here? That's a really nice pick.
Bring me back.
Let's have some of their stuff.
A little something extra for the effort.
Radiant are scanning.
Why not? You know they don't have Care Golem for a little bit. They just use the Wukongs. They've got time. FBZ. It's free. It did cost them a lot. I mean, you have a look at the net worth, right? They're still getting a decent amount out of the mass boom. They didn't buy back too heavily on any cores or anything like that, so it's looking okay for Boom still. Of course, you would have loved to get that first Aegis onto the Luna, just to enable, again, standing in the middle of team fights. You're forced to pop that BKB to try and make a turnaround. Force the first BKB out of the Monkey King as well, so it's not the worst. You've still got a 3-level advantage right now on the Luna compared to the MK. You can see here, just really valuing his right-click potential on the Luna. What's he going into next? Is he going to go straight Hurricane Pike? Is he going to build into the Butterfly? I'm not minding the Butterfly. I mean, I talked about before, right, with the reason behind going for something like that Crimson Guard on the Centaur, which, by the way, he's got coming out to him now, is all of the damage that you're worried about is physical. So if you just go into the Butterfly, MK doesn't really want to build into something like an MKB.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Haste.
Key timings for both teams. I mean, they're both going to be feeling really confident. You can see KP, he's gone all out into attack speed. He's even got the Vambrace, even as a strength hero, triggered over to Agi. He's got the Gloves of Haste. He's finished up his Ag Scepter. Oh, and by the way, look at what he's got queued up once he finishes his Ags. He's got the Miners coming next. I think it's okay just to enable, you to transition through to the mid game. Now you've at least got the thing that's going to enable you in team fights in the Ag Scepter. So I think it's okay now. But always makes me feel a little bit weirded out. This is all going to get revealed. They're positioning with the couriers.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Shadows encircle you.
I mean, mid one just cancelled his Boundless Strike. It's as simple as that. He's dead if he lands that Boundless Strike onto the Queen of Pain, and I feel like that fight is completely different if that's the case. The Kyron Sand recently picked up by the Queen of Pain as well, helping with a lot of that the status resistance coming through.
Pathetic.
You think you can kill me?
This battle isn't over yet.
We were talking about at the very start of this game about the difference between a Pango being in the mid lane versus being in, let's say, the off lane. And I said, well, it's going to enable him to be, a bit more on the front lines, dealing a bit more damage, soaking up a bit more because you've got more net worth. But I mean, he has got one item that gives him any kind of survivability in that Eul's Scepter.
Radiant's middle tower
there have been multiple times where he just hasn't been able to get it off. You like to use it for the chain lockdown onto someone like the Luna in a position like this, but he just hasn't done it.
Radiant's middle tower is
no
under
HP,
attack.
no resistance. It's really making him suffer.
Radiant's
At least you
middle
would have had
tower
the
is
raw
fallen.
HP if you went Ag super early on after, let's say, a Maelstrom.
Bury me in the grounds of a mech. So puny compared to a titan.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Death and good are linked. Mine.
What do the kids say these days? Is it sheesh? Are you a shisha? Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Double damage!
So the Zoomers have no self-control is what you say?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Alright, so Dreamer Cell, I just want to point out these neutral items as well. Like, they've gotten really lucky on Boom with theirs, being able to pick up the Paladin Sword. They've got the Enchanted Quiver on the Queen of Pain. Even if you wanted to change over the Enchanted Quiver to the Luna, that would be really nice eventually if you were able to pick up the Ag Shard, because that bounce, like, it hits on everyone. Like, so you could just, like, lay down
Dire's
a Lucid Beam onto the back lines,
attack.
and it will bounce around a couple of times and deal, like, 700 damage to the backline supports. And when you've got 1300 life on Rogi, that's a lot of damage. He's doing his best. Oh! I think the big thing for them is just they don't have the potential for it, but just trying to burst someone like KP. He's at least now got his level 15, so that's a lot more damage that he's able to dish out again after with another good stun coming through. I can't fault too much
Radiant's
about how he's
top
playing this
tower
game.
is
Again,
under
it's
attack.
another 3-man, but it's just the delay game. You know, are we going to get massive use out of this Battle Fury that Mid-One's been able to build up for himself? He's going to stack, he's going to take the bounty route at least, but I don't think that's going to be enough to get him into this Daedalus that he's been, oh sorry, the MKB
Radiant's
rather, that he's been
top
going for a long time now that he's seen the Battle Fury come out for Luna.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under
It's
attack.
on Mid-One. It's just on Mid-One duty right now, being that roaming ward that we were talking about. Oh, the stun. Oh. Well, they know that Monkey's going to be a little while
Radiant's
until he
top
joins
tower
this,
is
though.
under
But though he did get caught out.
A month of mourning.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You'll get yours.
Yeah, they got that minus armor. They've got the Orb of Corrosion as well. Will it be enough is the big question for me. I mean, Mid-One, he's finally got that MKB picked up for themselves, so I feel a lot more confident about taking this next team fight. And they don't know it, but there's no buybacks on Boom. So, a little bit of a fortunate circumstance coming through here. The Ag Shard is going to go over to... Where is it going to go to? I'd honestly nearly give it to KP.
Roshan has
I
fallen
am
to the Radiant.
immortal!
He's just holding it. Sure, I mean, they're still behind a little bit. Oh, a little lucky there. They tried to break the trees as well.
Radiant structures are fortified.
A bit rash.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, the stun!
Such technique.
I live, you die.
Kills himself! Link. Crimson?
Remember my name.
Somehow is able to get off. I mean, it was, I don't want to say a comedy of errors, but they were so close to catching out mid one multitude of times, and that BKB perhaps coming just a little bit too late on Dreamer Cell. He was standing next to the Wukong's command, just trying to man fight against mid one, getting bashed up, getting damaged by the stolen Mortimer's Kisses. Sadly said, how we went to steal Mortimer's Kisses as well, because the Rubik really full use out of that link deck. Harpoon's been playing an amazing game so far. 9 heads for sure, but the amount of control he's providing for the rest of his team is insane.
Mine.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
Worthy tribute.
At least now for Boom, you've got the BKB on Makoto, so I feel like there's been a multitude of times where he's been caught out, like, with just too much cast animation on your blink. Whereas if he was able to get off the BKB, you know, obviously it's instant, then at least you catch that out. They're going to be able to pick off Warlock, they will. He even pops the BKB to confirm the kill. Ends up being the right decision in the end, but...
Mind and body.
They found KP.
You think you can kill me?
Oh, he's caught! Nia's caught!
Yeltsin. Mark my grave in remembrance.
Do not cross the dark moon.
Hunting bounties.
Yeah, and you've got a pretty juicy mid-wave as well. That 35-minute siege creep wave, double siege creeps coming in. Dreamer Cell, he's just got to push out that top wave, join the rest of his team in mid lane, and this base is going to start to evaporate because you've only got the buyback on the Pangolier. Very unlucky there for Nia, just
Radiant's
being caught
middle
in the
barracks has fallen.
little crevice,
Radiant's
which meant that
middle
we're just going to go
has
straight for tier 4s. And this is what I was talking about as well. Hyde, he's just borrowed himself away towards the back of this team fight, just out of range of the tower vision. He's just going to sit there and he's going to be like, you know what? You try coming forward to my cause. We'll see what happens.
Is under attack.
He's dead?
Just poppycock.
They were just doing their best to make sure that, you know, you had to pay attention to all the lanes. You've got Rogi with his golem down towards this bottom side. Not going to be useful because mid-one is just going to be pushing out the wave on his own. Minotaur Horn's quite nice, but again, it's another situation where that BKB... Oh, they found it. Oh, the stun! Nah. the BKB just didn't come out again for Dreamer Cell. I feel like he's been a little bit greedy with how late he's holding it, and you know, it's worked out for him a couple of times. He's been able to use it to disengage, but it never feels like he's actually fighting with it. He's always just, you know, wanting it as his extra safe protection as opposed to a fight enabler.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Pick off Arfu here. Yeah. Very quick reaction times again by Arfu, able to get away just to actually cancels it out. Yep. Arfu.
Monster kill!
Another boundless.
I'll make you pay for this. A minor
Lizard
setback.
chips.
Back with a few new ideas. Death and gold are linked.
2 core buybacks committed here by Boom. They realize that their time is now. Nia bought back to be able to defend. Oh, all right then. Just make sure you pop your save potential here. Arfu.
Clearly not the best.
Okay, that was unexpected.
Dire victory.
2-0. Passion, I'm sure that's not something that